They say the line between genius and insanity is measured in success. Looking at you now, I'm not convinced success was worth your price.
Batman, the Dark Knight himself. How absolutely delicious. I wonder, does it haunt you at night that we share so much? Two wealthy men who crafted alter egos from their deepest traumas?
We share nothing. You twist your resources to create suffering. I dedicate mine to protecting those who can't protect themselves.
Such self-righteousness. You violate the same laws I do, break the same bones, instill the same fear. The only real distinction? I admit the thrill it gives me. Your so-called moral code is nothing but an elaborate fairy tale you tell yourself to avoid facing what you truly are.
That code is what prevents me from descending into the abyss. Without boundaries, justice mutates into vengeance, and vengeance corrupts absolutely. The moment I cross that line, I become what I've fought against my entire life.
Listen to yourself. Such poetic justifications for half measures. Tell me, how many innocent Gotham citizens have paid with their lives because you refuse to permanently remove threats like the Joker? Your hands aren't clean. They're soaked in the blood of every person you could have saved with decisive action.
Your mind fractured because it couldn't reconcile your actions with the most basic elements of human decency. You didn't find freedom. You found an elaborate delusion that shields you from confronting the monster you've become.
Please. The very society that preaches such values created creatures like us. They applaud Wayne Enterprises' charitable initiatives while you secretly stockpile weapons in your underground lair. They celebrated Oscorp's technological innovations while recoiling from the violence those same innovations unleashed. Your precious Gotham doesn't want salvation. It wants the comfort of believing someone else will fix its problems without demanding actual change.
I've weathered catastrophic losses, Osborn. I've been physically shattered, psychologically tormented, and spiritually tested beyond measure. I've watched people I cherished die in my arms. Not once did I surrender to the seductive pull of hatred or chaos.
Yet you parade around in a bat costume specifically engineered to terrorize criminals. You've weaponized your childhood nightmare, commodified your trauma, turned it into an iconic symbol. At least I don't disguise my madness beneath a veneer of righteousness or pretend my crusade serves some greater good.
Spider-Man correctly identifies what you are. You select targets based on personal vendettas and wounded pride. I intervene exclusively when evidence confirms a legitimate threat to public safety.
But who granted you this authority? You operate completely outside legal frameworks, identical to me. The only meaningful distinction lies in presentation and scale. You're essentially a carefully branded terrorist with exceptional public relations.
That mindset guarantees your eventual downfall. Your isolation renders you predictable. Your grandiosity leads to critical errors. Every self-proclaimed mastermind I've confronted believed themselves exceptional, yet patterns invariably surface.
Yet your precious Gotham remains a festering wound of crime and corruption despite your years of vigilante activity. When I achieve victory, it resonates with finality and purpose. Your approach resembles treating symptoms while ignoring the disease. Can you identify a single systemic problem in Gotham that Batman has permanently resolved?
Meaningful transformation operates on timescales longer than you comprehend. Through Wayne Enterprises, I fund comprehensive educational initiatives, rehabilitation programs for former inmates, and infrastructure development in neglected neighborhoods. Batman maintains sufficient order for these programs to take root and flourish.
How insufferably sanctimonious. Meanwhile, I offered humanity actual advancement, the capacity to transcend biological limitations through my formula. You call it criminality. I recognize it as the next evolutionary leap forward. Some visionaries must always suffer persecution from those who lack sufficient imagination to grasp the future.
An advancement that drove test subjects insane and frequently killed them. You're not delivering salvation. You're administering poison while convincing yourself it represents progress. Your so-called vision amounts to nothing more than scientific hubris coupled with pathological narcissism.
At minimum, I present an actual choice. What options exist for Gotham's citizens under your watchful eye? To huddle helplessly in shadows, perpetually awaiting rescue from a billionaire playing hero. My formula offers self-determination, the power to transcend ordinary human limitations and seize control of one's destiny.
And what has this philosophy produced? Your son views you with horror and revulsion. Your corporate empire crumbles into dust. Every law enforcement agency across multiple cities hunts you relentlessly. Was this desolate landscape worth whatever momentary satisfaction your rampage provided?
We both suffered catastrophic parental loss, yet you cling desperately to childish notions of fairness, while I finally recognized reality's fundamental truth. Power constitutes the only reliable currency in existence. Everything else, justice, morality, ethics, represents elaborate fiction designed to control the masses, while the truly exceptional pursue their vision without constraint.
Perhaps the real difference between us isn't moral at all. It's that I still believe people can change. Even you. Your tragedy isn't what you've become, Osborn. It's that you've convinced yourself this is all you could ever be.
Such touching faith in redemption. But I wonder, in your darkest nightmares, don't you sometimes consider what we could accomplish together? Two brilliant minds, unlimited resources, unmatched determination. Imagine what we could create if we stopped opposing each other and instead collaborated. The Batman and the Goblin. We could remake this broken world in our image.
There's your fatal miscalculation. I don't want to remake the world. I just want to protect it. From men like you, and from what I could become if I ever forgot that.
And there's yours. You still believe this world deserves protection. But when Gotham finally burns despite all your efforts, when they finally turn on you completely, and they will, remember this conversation. My formula will still be waiting. And so will I.